We're going to officially start now. Okay, I say you have to turn me off for just a second so you can't hear me. Welcome to Photo U for the night. We are going to talk about school, all things back to school. And we're going to start off with the digital half, then we'll move to the hands-on half. And this is recorded, so you can either watch the entire recording or I'm going to split it into digital and hands-on. So you can watch just the half you want if you would like. But we are going to start off with digital tonight, and Miss Brooke is going to be our official person. So Miss Brooke, I am going to send it over to you. I asked you to start the video. Did that get you? Yes. And I want you to share your screen, so you have to say share screen.
Share screen. How? Oh, I see it. There we go. Are we seeing?
Not quite. Maybe it's just me, but I'm not seeing your screen.
Let's see if everybody else is seeing.
Oh, Lisa sees it. It's just me that doesn't get to see it. So, okay.
Oh, good. Okay.
Go.
Well, then we will go ahead and get started. Okay. So for the digital half today, we're going to focus on a couple of different things. We're going to start out with Studio, and then we will go into Snap to Finish for a few minutes. I wanted to start out with just a little bit of time in the template gallery, just to kind of refresh and show you guys how much is all new in here. So there are constantly new templates being added. It is really good to check back in every few days, if not every couple of weeks, to just see what's new, see if anything tickles your fancy. So I'm going to just kind of scroll down. I wanted to show some new school things that we had added for the different aspects of back to school. So a really easy way to look based on theme, either when you're opening the template gallery, up here you can click school, or if you're already in the template gallery, you can come over here to coming seasons, and it will show just several different seasons that are already pre-set aside and will show you things that are set to that theme. So if I click school, and then you'll see it's also got some other great little categories there that you can choose to narrow it down a bit. But if you're just inside school, there are over 700 templates here. So lots and lots of great things to choose from. You can narrow it by product type. There are different options down here that you can do. You can click which designer you want. Anything you want to narrow it down and see just what you want to see. But there's all kinds of different new templates in here. New, old, but all great. So I just wanted to scroll down for a minute. There's lots of fun. These were from last year, but still equally relevant. Really easy to just change the text on these. But first day of whatever grade is applicable to your child. These are just scrap pages, so super cost effective, easy to order, and just to have on hand. So you could even type in the dates for the coming years and order all the ones you need for your child until they graduate and just have them on hand. You never have to worry about it again. As long as you're not like me and just set them aside somewhere and forget that you have them. Don't do that. But to have them pre-ordered and already in hand to not worry about would be really handy. There's lots of different fun back to school scrap pages. Super easy to just throw in your pictures and be done with it. Change a little text like a number, add some kind of description to talk about it so that you remember it in the years to come. There are handy things and fun for the teacher gifts. It does have some graduation announcements and things in here, which are helpful for the end of the school year, but it's the overall school category. Fun things like these little backpack tags. I thought this was a genius idea with the tag-along necklace, and it comes on a little chain, but you can put it on a little keychain, just an O-ring, and put it on the zipper of your backpack, of the child's backpack, so that they don't lose it. Put your phone number, their name, and this one, I believe, on the back has a picture. Yep. So that it's really easy to tell whose it is. Or along the same lines, these are address labels. So just the name and phone number to put inside of a book or on the back of a folder, anything that you don't want to lose to have to replace before the end of the year. So there's teacher gifts all throughout here. So much fun stuff. I mean, you could go on scrolling through here forever, and there are so many fun things to explore. So I'm going to cheat and use the quick back to top. But lots of fun things to do in there. So I wanted to just refresh you guys that there are all kinds of fun things to see in the template gallery if you don't want to start from scratch. Go find something to start from or something that you already love and only have to update a little bit. I did want to focus a little bit on these back to school, first day of school projects, because we have a few new ones this year. So we've got a couple of different options. This one here is an 8.5 by 11 scrap page that you just change all the information before you order it so that it's all filled out and complete, and then it's easily disposable, or you can keep it, put it in a scrapbook, but it's all there and done. Or there are reusable ones like this, where you can have the child's first name if you want to just keep it for the same child, or you can do it with just my first day of school if you have multiple children and want to reuse it for each child. So my first day of kindergarten or my first day of 12th grade, you'd fill out each of these little things with just a chalk marker. You can use window paint. There are all kinds of things that you can use to write on these. This is a metal print, so it's dry erasable, really easy to write on and clean off and reuse so that you don't have to worry about creating something different each year. So those are fun, different options. And then lots and lots of teacher gifts and help for the teacher, things like that. So we're going to show a couple of different types of projects inside Studio today. And I have about 12 minutes, and then we'll hop into Snap to Finish. So I just wanted to show a couple of things. This is a metal print, really cute, just word art that is fun for inside your home, but also really easy to adapt as a teacher gift. And there's also an 11 by 14 print version of this for a little more cost effective. Put it in a basic 11 by 14 frame and you're done. Super easy. But I wanted to show how easy it would be to make this into a teacher gift by adding a little bit of a name here at the bottom. You could give them to it just like this and it would be beautiful, and I'm sure they would love it. If you want to make it a little more personalized, all I did is click one of these texts. You could do it with any of the different fonts. And then I just pasted it so that I have a separate text box. Double click in it to select the text. And then I'm just going to type a name. Super easy. I could make the text a little smaller if I want it to not stand out quite so much. About a 35. If I wanted to, I could click right here and change the color to any one of these fun colors so that it stands out a little more. Wrong one. And if I wanted to make it a little more bold, easily just add a bold to it. Super easy, and then it's got the name on there. I'm just gonna hurry and go under Align, so to page, and Align Center, and it'll just jump it right into the middle of the page so it aligns with the text beautifully. So super, super easy. You can do that with any word art from the template gallery. If you find something that would be really cute and inspirational for a teacher, or even for a wedding or a birthday, anything like that that you wanted to make it a little more personalized, just grab some of the text from on the word art, copy, paste, and change out the text to put in a name or anything more personal. And a really, really easy way to do that. So I'm going to save that. You guys, if I'm going too fast, or if there's anything that you want to see again, or if you have any questions, type those into the comment box, and Stacy will let me know and I can jump back in, okay? So we're going to hop into this first day of school metal print. I didn't even think about that I'm going into both metal prints for these, but different uses. And I wanted to show how easy it is to change the text in here, or to change this into, if you wanted it just to be my first day, if you have multiple children but really like this layout. So easy to change the name. I guess we want Madeline's. So change the name. You could change the text here to say, my teacher is Mrs. Holmgren, or whatever. So you could change these to be whatever you want. My favorite color, my teacher, my school, anything like that, just to personalize it and make it what you want. Or, like I said, so if I wanted to, if I click on that one, I'm going to delete this first day of, and I'm just going to change this to say my first day of. Looks like my text box isn't quite large enough there. So super easy, and that way it could be used for multiple children in the same family without having to order multiple projects. If you want to order one with each name on it, that's probably what I would do because I love how cute it is with the name on there. But super easy to only have one and useful for everyone. Okay, before we're done, I wanted to show one more thing, and we're going to see if we can do it really quick. Oops. Except that I totally just closed.
You're doing great on time, so don't worry.
Okay. I totally just closed. There we go. So we're going to open it back up. Okay, last thing I wanted to show is how easy it is to design a scrap page from our design map templates. So if you go into the template gallery, and I'm going to narrow this to just 12 by 12 scrap page templates, but I clicked design map, so it pulls up all these nice grayscale layouts that are great for any theme. It just gives you a layout to start with, and then you can swap out all of the art, the pictures, change the text, and really make it more personalized to what you want. So I'm going to hop into this pillar design map. I'm just going to click personalize. It just creates a new project for me, and then open project opens it up in Studio. So I'm just going to do this from scratch, from a design map, into a first day of school scrap page. I'm going to turn this design guide off just so that I can make this a little bigger for you guys. I'm on a laptop, so my screen is a little small, so I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to open the art collections, and I'm going to hop into this fun School Starts Again brand new collection. It's adorable, and I'm absolutely in love with the bright colors and the chalkboard black and white that you got in it. So first thing we're going to do is I want to select a background color. I like when I'm doing a background, I like to make it neutral. So I kind of tend to go through, maybe a black and white would be fun. Or this one, it's more of just a simple grid. I think I kind of like that one. Something neutral that will make the other colors stand out. And then I think I'm going to grab some of these pattern papers. What else we got? This one's cute. It's got little, let's see if you guys can see this. It's got little multicolored push pins. It's super cute. And then I think we'll just do the colors. Here. I've got a couple of pattern papers and a couple that are patterned but more of an overall color, just so they kind of hold together. And I think I'm going to give all of these a drop shadow. I'm going to show you guys a nifty trick with this. So if you have a page like this and you want to add a similar drop shadow or any of these effects to multiple items, so I've added a drop shadow to this mint green paper. Then I'm just going to select it and hit copy. And then I'm going to hold down shift and select all of these other items that I might be wanting to add a drop shadow to. And then under edit, paste special, paste format. And that's just going to paste that drop shadow right onto all of those at the same time, so that I don't have to go through every single thing and click the item and click drop shadow. It just turns it on all of those at the same time. And this one, since this one was a circle, it removed the crop because none of those are cropped to a circle. But still, the idea still counts. All right, and then I think I might actually get rid of that circle on this one. So the nice thing about design maps is you can get rid of, add whatever you would like to a project. So I have a nice drop shadow on those. I need a word art for right here. I'm going to come down to the word art in this art collection, and I think I'm going to put this cute back to school chalkboard piece where this piece was. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, give it a drop shadow like the others, and then another one for up top. How about...
No one has asked this, but will you explain the logic of adding a drop shadow, why you do it on your pages and things?
Yes, absolutely. So it kind of stems back to scrapbooking being more of a traditional hands-on, like we're going to show in the second half of the class. We're used to seeing things layered, like papers layered in front of us. And so it kind of adds a nice visual aspect to have the layers there, even though they're not really there, if that makes sense. So it visually adds a little bit of interest. So you'll notice when the drop shadows were turned off on all of these, it was very flat. And for some ways of designing, it's nice to not have a drop shadow. Like if you have a lot of solid colors, or if you want it to look like it's all part of the same thing. But when these are meant to look like strips of paper, it's nice to give them a drop shadow so that they look like they're strips of paper layered on top of the background. So it just adds that little bit of visual interest and kind of tricks your mind into thinking that it's layered and not just printed and sitting in front of you. So it just gives it that visual aspect. Turn these back on the slow way. Okay. I totally didn't pick order. So we're going to grab one of these. And I'm going to delete that one. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. And then give it a drop shadow just like the others so that it gives it that visual interest. And in here in Studio, you can adjust the drop shadow however you would like. You can make it more extreme. You can make it very intense, a very bold drop shadow, or more subtle. It's automatically set at about a 75% intensity. Sometimes if I'm layering things and I want it to look like something's more near the top, I'll give it, I'll up the drop shadow a little bit to maybe more of an 85 or 90, just so it looks like it's on top. And I think I left this a little far away. There we go. Just so that it looks a little closer to the eye. And then I'm going to go back up to the embellishments. So I like this cute little arrow here. I'm just going to change it for one that's part of the collection. And delete that. I'll pull this cute little orange one up. And I'll rotate it a little bit. And then give it a drop shadow so that it pops out from the background because it's got that nice white border around it. If I don't do the drop shadow, you just get this cute orange squiggle, especially if I pull it back here off of the blue paper. So on the white background, it just looks like a little doodle there. But if I want it to look a little more crafty, I just give it a drop shadow and then it looks like physical embellishment. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and delete all these little flowers. Those are just kind of a representation telling you on the map to put some items there to kind of scatter as embellishments. So we can do whatever we would like there.
And you could actually drag something into there, but then you need to use your adjustment tool to adapt them. And sometimes that's more work than just putting them on fresh, correct?
Yes. So depending on what you are swapping on. So, for example, those pieces that were on here were essentially just filled embellishments from another collection. So if I wanted to swap one out, all I would have to do is grab my new item. I have to have this item selected and locked, and then I can grab the new item and just swap it in this drop art here to swap box. But then you'll notice it does have a fill color because it was part of the design map, so I just have to turn off that fill color. And then if it was an oddly shaped item, you'll want to go in here and remove the crop, just because it might have cropped the edges. Like this one's a circle, but if the other one wasn't perfectly square, it might have cut off one of the edges. But it is really easy to just swap out the items that are already there if you don't want to sit and create it from scratch. So you can do that. I'm just gonna pop a few of these up here. And give them a drop shadow again so that they all kind of blend in together. And our mind visually does like things in sets of threes, so kind of like these three circular items together. Just a fun little trick. I actually kind of like just how that is. So we can add as much or as little as we want to make it our own. And add this cute little heart. It's got a little bit of a doodle on it. I'm going to call that good. And then all I would have to do is come down here to my photos and grab a couple of pictures to swap in. So if you've taken a couple of pictures of your kids for the first day of school, just easily drop those in. And then it's got a nice text box here, so I'm going to just type in, you can type in whatever actually. So You could type in an entire paragraph, or you could just type in a bit of a title and make it a fun print. It's kind of got. So again, you can get as creative with it as you would like. So super easy, just a nice way to kind of commemorate that first day of school and have something on hand. And totally forgot a part right here. Sorry, you guys. It has been one of those days. I'm chasing around two crazy little boys, and I think my brain has escaped me. So let's see. This collection doesn't have any little, oh, it does have. Okay, so this is meant to be a little piece of washi tape. If a collection has it, you can swap it in, or if you find one that you'd like from another collection. So this one was a little more perfectly rectangle, so I'm going to remove the crop just so that those cute little corners pop out. If you don't have washi tape in a collection, or if you find a piece of paper that you like, it's really easy to just grab a paper. I'm going to walk over so you see that cute little box. So if I find a solid or a patterned paper, like I could do with this cute chalkboard paper, and then I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to scale it in so you can see the text there, and then click done. And then what I'm going to do to make it look a little more like washi tape is I'm going to give it a bit of a transparency. So washi tape is transparent by nature so that you see a little bit of what's behind through it. So really easy to do that with paper from a collection to make it look like washi tape. The only thing that you don't get is the cute little torn edge that you get with some of these cute washi tape papers. But still, you can make washi tape in here out of basically any paper that you find. You could even do it with a photo that you have if you have one that you like. So super fun. Okay, now we're going to hop into Snap to Finish for just a minute before we turn it over to Stacy for the traditional side of things. So we just wanted to show a couple of cute teacher gift ideas here in Snap to Finish that are really easy to put together in just a minute and order it and be done. So I'm going to go to products, and super fun. I had an idea that it would be really fun to create either a pillow for maybe a kindergarten teacher who has a kind of comfy little reading nook, or even a towel for a teacher who keeps a towel just in case in their classroom. To think outside the box to things like that. But also puzzles and mugs are great teacher gifts. I don't know any teacher who would turn down a puzzle for their classroom or a mug to use for their coffee or hot chocolate in the morning. Just really easy gifts to give. So it's thinking. Maybe I didn't click it. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to show a couple of mug ideas really quick. So I think these tumblers are really cool. I'm going to do one in the tumblers and one in the classic mug. But just to show a couple of different super fast and easy ideas for teacher gifts. So first, we're going to hop into a full-size photo here in the tumbler. Now, if you haven't uploaded a photo, really easy to just go through the My Device and upload a photo. I already have one uploaded that I'm going to use. So I'm just here in my uploads. I'm going to click this cute teacher picture. And it takes a second to load because this is a very large stock photo. If you're using a smaller photo from a phone or even from a nice camera that's not overly large, it will load faster. Since this is a stock photo, it's very nice and large, so it takes a second to load. But while we're doing that, I'm going to open up a text box on here, and I'm just going to type a name. And I'm going to give it a fun kind of scripty font and make it larger. There's our picture. Let's see, make that a tiny bit larger. So a couple of different ways to design a mug with a photo. You can get kind of creative with this. So you'll notice it shows you where the center of the mug is based on that purple line, and it just kind of snaps to it, which is very handy. But really easy to just put the text over the photo, and that might be a little easier to read with a more bold font or even if you bold the font, just to make it easier to read on top of a detailed photo, in this case the book. But another option that's really easy is to just slide the photo up a little bit and give yourself this white area down at the bottom. On the mug itself, because the mug is white, you won't notice an extra area. It'll just have a more narrow picture on it. But all I would have to do is make my text a little smaller. Maybe we'll change it to a little bit more fun font. We're going to move it down here to the bottom. And you could even get creative and say something like, "We love you, Mrs. Justison." So you could get a little more creative about what you write because you've got this nice long area to work with. And so the nice thing about those is, actually, I'm not even sure where I was going with that, but it's nice that you can either have just a name, you could add some text, whether you have a photo or not, and then you can click preview, and it's going to show you just a quick glance at what the mug will look like, in this case the tumbler, when it's completed. And then when you're done, just click add to cart, and you're all ready to go. We're going to hop in and do a different type of mug, and I'm going to show you an idea to design without a photo really quick. For if you've never met the teacher before, but you're really excited that your child's going to be in their class and you want to get them something, great. So I'm going to select the 11-ounce white because I want a nice white background. And it's still going to ask me what layout I want for the photo. It doesn't matter which one I click because I'm going to be deleting the photo off of here. So I'm just going to delete that. And then the nifty idea that I thought of, so there are some clip art options here in Snap to Finish, and there's lots of fun different things. So when I was glancing through this office category, I saw these cute paintbrushes. And I thought, how fun would this be for an art teacher? So I'm going to put these paintbrushes down here. And then I'm just going to open a text box and type a name. And could be any fun font. I'm going to make it nice and large. Not quite that large. There we go. And you could easily just leave it at that. How cute would that be for an art teacher? Just to have a cute name mug with the paintbrushes on it. But then you could also make it just a little bit more creative and say, make that a little bit more simplistic of a font and much smaller. Just to make it say, "This mug belongs to the amazing Mrs. Williamson." Just a little more creative and exciting and fun. So again, just a preview. And in the regular mugs, it shows you a preview from the hand of a right-handed person. So if I'm holding the mug in my right hand and looking at it, that's what it would look like. This is centered on the mug. So you could easily change it to have it centered on one side of the mug or the other. Or if you even wanted, you could move the name over here and put a picture of the teacher on this side if you have one. So things like that you can just tweak. But super easy to just create one in a snap and be done with it. And then just add it to your cart and you're all done. And super easy, and they're cute and fun, and who doesn't love a good mug? So unless we have any questions, have we had any?
There have been no questions, just some great reminders about when you're doing drop shadows to make sure they're all coming from the same direction as if the sun was shining on them. Good reminder.
Absolutely.
And, love the larger size mugs because, because of the bigger handles, but also if you drink more, you want the 15-ounce mug instead of the mug.
Especially a teacher who doesn't have the ability to go back and get another cup.
That's right. That's right. Get it all at the beginning. So great ideas. Thank you so much, Brooke. Really appreciate it. Okay, and with that, I forgot to give away points at the beginning, and so we're going to do some quick points. And tonight we're going to give away, and I think we do 25 points. We're going to give them away to Cindy. Cindy, if you will send a private message to Lisa E with your account number, she will get those deposited into your account. And then we're going to do one more person. That's going to be Nicolette Dennis. Nicolette, if you will also private message Lisa E with your account number, she'll take care of that, because likely I will not remember to do this again. Okay, so that wraps up our digital portion. We're going to now switch over